Hello, my Wellish sisters. Happy Friday. Welcome back to another Wellish short. I thought it would be best to finish up the month of January for our last January 2026 podcast episode and confess to you guys all of my hates and favorites from this month. So I created a very long list filled with gym products, my health regimens, my lifestyle, mindsets, dating, career, beauty. This episode is going to be full of both products, things like life things that I just am experiencing, perceptions and ways of thinking. So I've got a huge list for you. So I want to get started right away. Category number one, we are going to get into gym and health. Let's start with hates first, and then we'll move into favorites. The first thing that I absolutely hate in regards to the gym and my health that has been happening lately is every single time I work out for the past 2 weeks, within the first 2 reps of strength training, my brain absolutely explodes in a headache, and it makes it really hard to want to go to the gym or to stay at the gym. I've always made it through my whole workout, but I'm not happy. And the only reason I work out is to feel good. Like, yes, you have body goals or whatever, but that's not sustainable for me. Like, I will lump on a log in my house, like, not give a fuck forever. It's not motivation enough for me to look good. I literally only go because it's good for my mental health and I feel better when I go. And when I go and I feel like shit, that's not good. So at first, when this was happening, I thought I should listen to my body. Is this my body telling me that I shouldn't strength train anymore, that I shouldn't like do this thing? But then I decided maybe I should take on a different perspective. And maybe this is my body telling me that I can't continue with my poor eating and drinking habits, because that was another factor, is that my eating and drinking intake has not changed, but they do suck. So maybe I need to be a little bit better at that, which leads me into my next gym and health hate, is how horrible I do at prioritizing eating. I just don't feel like it. I would rather do the things that I want to do compared to doing the things that I need to do. And I just wish so badly that I could get eating and making meals and cooking food for myself flow easily, naturally, enjoyably, relaxingly into my life. And I'm just not there yet. And I really wish that I was. And last on my gym and health hates is my gym in general. Low key, I go to LA Fitness and I go there because I'm able to walk there. Otherwise, I would have to drive, and I street park, and that's just a nightmare to have to deal with. So I commit to going there. But the gym doesn't have a lot of equipment. There's not a lot of machines. I don't love it, but the number one thing I don't love is that they only have one hip abduction machine, and I don't really use machines. So when I go to use something and I can't use it, I get really aggravated. And right now, hip abductions are the last workout in my routine, and I just do a burnout. So it makes it really easy to just want to skip it when the people are in line, literally a line to get on the hip abduction machine, or people are doing full intense sets on it when I just want to do a quick 2 set burnout. It's really aggravating and really disheartening, and I hate it. Moving into my gym and health favorites, while I do have a hard time prioritizing eating, I am doing the best at eating that I ever have. This last week, I have not done well. I did not go grocery shopping. I didn't do well. But for the first 3 weeks of January, I was going grocery shopping every single week, and I started meal prepping for the first time in my entire life. And what I was making was this chicken pasta. It was like this protein chicken pasta. It's protein noodles and chicken, and I could make it with any kind of sauce, so it was different every single week. I used a creamy tomato ricotta, I used Alfredo, I used vodka sauce, so it always felt like I was eating something different. It wasn't just plain chicken and rice, but it also wasn't like this intense multi-step meal to put together. It reheated easily. I really, really liked it. So to correlate with my new favorite meal, I also have a new favorite thing that I've been doing, and that's using meal containers. I bought these. They're the absolute best because they're tiny. Like, that's literally like about as big as my hand. I have small hands, and it fits exactly the portion that I want. It fills me up. I feel like I'm not being like psycho thorough and strict and like, weighing out my food and shit like that because I'm not trying to like get on stage or anything, but it allows me to like eat a good amount and I love it. I like that they're glass. I like that it's a snap lid. They're easily packable for me to take with me to work. And yeah, they fit in my cabinet nicely. I live in a studio, so like very like small and compact things are really important to me. So absolutely I love these. My next gym favorite is clothes. So exciting. I love sharing clothes with you guys and these are really great. I just got them. So I got one shirt and I got a pack of shorts. The shorts are the best. They came in a 4-pack. So it came with the red and blue and then a dark gray and a black. And what I love about the shorts is they are a scrunch butt, but I fucking hate when you can tell when you're wearing the shorts that it's a scrunch butt. It's too like obvious. I want to be discreet. I want it to look like my butt just looks like that, and I don't want to be able to see the scrunch. So because it's got like almost like the butt pocket vibe that you can like put your butt cheek in there and the scrunch, you can't even tell. They're incredible. They fit really nicely and they're very comfortable. I could wear them literally all day long. I have like on lazy days, not just when I go to the gym and I'm not being like sucked in and compressed in and like can't live in them. So I love them. Plus, no front seam. I have not had any issues with camel toes in these, which obviously, if you know, gym shorts suck for that. So these were really great and they were easy. They were on Amazon, inexpensive. Your girl's always looking for inexpensive things. And then when I bought the shorts, I also bought a white long sleeve top to go with it because your girl is really not into crop tops anymore. Okay. Like I was moving away from them in general because I felt like I had a really like thick midsection. But as I've lost weight, in the last year, I feel like a little bit better, but still like it's just not the vibe for me anymore. I'm 27 years old. I feel like I've kind of grown out of the crop top thing, but this is nice because it hits like right at the hip. It's still tight, so it's really flattering. I love when long sleeve stuff has the thumb holes. So these have that. And I just think it looks really nice and it's very comfortable. Next on my gym and health favorites is Diet Dr. Pepper, but not only Diet Dr. Pepper, but the screw top Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay. I used to get the 24 giant pack of cans because no matter how much I try to convince myself otherwise, your girl cannot live without pop. So I was eventually able to switch to diet. I did that about a year ago. I was like dead set against diet forever, but I tried a bunch of different kinds of diet and Dr. Pepper I have found is my favorite. I can drink that. And since then, I can really drink like almost any diet. I don't love zero sugar Sprite. I don't love zero sugar like anything really. I like the diet because I learned that it's more of like that's its own flavor compared to the zero sugar is trying to mock the flavor of the original drink just without the sugar, which is just like it's just not good. Let's be honest. So, these are great, but the screw top is my point. And the screw top is my point because I was leaving cans of pop everywhere and not finishing them. So this allows me to like not drink a shit ton of pop and save money. Last but not least on my gym and health favorites is another drink. I did get into energy drinks this month. I have never been somebody that drinks energy drinks at all, but I drank the Alani Cherry Slush for the first time. I was going to Walgreens to get a coffee and they didn't have any where I was. And so I ended up getting the Alani and it is my absolute favorite. The only reason this is not a cherry slush flavor is because they didn't have any. They ran out at the store. So this one is also good, but the cherry slush is where it's at. I would like to branch out into other ones. I've had other ones recommended to me by you guys, but I haven't gotten there yet because I just really like these. But let me tell you, these they revive me. When I am a shell of a human being around 3 o'clock, I drink one of these and I'm fully like cracked back into action and able to finish out my workday. Lifesaver. I'm obsessed. Moving into beauty, the one thing that I put on my list this month for what I hate is this spray deodorant, this native spray deodorant. It's the worst. It's the worst, okay? This is my first time trying spray deodorant in general. I thought, it would be easy, it would be good, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It drips like down my arms. I have to stand there like with my arms on my head and let it dry. I I can't stand it. I can't put it on after I've gotten dressed because it gets all over my clothes because the mist, like the spray, is so wide. And I can't put it on before I put my clothes on because when I put it on and then pull my shirt down, it just gets everywhere. It's not just like where your armpits are and like dragged a little down. No, it's on the front of my shirt, the back of my shirt, down the sides of my shirt. It's everywhere. The other day, I was getting ready to go on a date and I was putting a black shirt on and I put this on and then rolled that black shirt down. And I tried to do it so carefully because I knew it was a problem and it still was literally everywhere. And you know, if you're going out on a date, like I'm wearing that motherfucking shirt that I said I was gonna wear, and I had to get a paper towel and make it like get a wet paper towel and like try to like rub my whole shirt down quickly and all of it. It's just like not the vibe before you're about to leave the house. I hate it. I will never buy this ever again. Now moving on to my beauty favorites. I got 3 pairs of black boots for Christmas this year and they are everything. I literally got 1 pair from each of my family members and they're all different and I'm obsessed with them. And the only reason I don't have the 3rd pair in here is because they're more of like a party boot and I haven't had the opportunity to wear them yet. But the long black boot, the chunky long black boot and the short black boot, I've been wearing these constantly. They're easy to walk in. They're so cute. They look good with all of the things, and I am just absolutely obsessed with these. Next beauty favorite from this month has been leather pants. I have a pair of leather pants and a pair of leather shorts. The shorts I've been wearing with the fleece lined tights. But both of these are so fun and so cute, and it's just different than wearing jeans, and I love them. Like, I am always struggling to find a different pant in the winter, and because this is my first winter back in Chicago in 3 years, I don't have a lot of winter clothes, and so I struggle to figure out what to wear on the bottom that's not just jeans or leggings or sweatpants, like I also like I see the trousers as like a thing, but that's just like not really my style. I have a pair of them, I've worn them. It's just like not the vibe. Where like these make me feel fashionable and like I'm shaking things up a little bit. Next on my beauty favorites list is e.l.f.'s Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I bought this from $8 from Walgreens on a whim because I was going out somewhere. I had ran out of foundation and I had acne. And so I put on some concealer and it would just look like I had like dots all over my face. So I needed a foundation. And this has been incredible. It's medium buildable coverage and it's long lasting. And I fully agree with that. Like, I think that having the buildable coverage for me, like it works. Like I don't wear makeup like that really anymore. Like I used to wear full face of makeup and I just like really never do anymore. So it was very easy and wearable. Did I say I bought it for $8 already? Because like it was $8 and I just am mind blown by that. I think I've just been buying the like name brand or whatever fancy foundations for so long that I forgot that drugstore foundation is incredible and not that expensive. $8, like, and it works really well. And I don't use it enough to spend a bunch of money on it. So highly recommend. It's really great. I also tried pink setting powder for the first time this month. And I know I'm way late to the trend, way late to the game, but I am here to reiterate that it is worth the hype. I am obsessed with it. I think it really does a lot more than like the translucent because it just adds like just a little bit of something, a little bit of life to your face in a way. And it just like blends with my skin better, which is funny because you would think obviously the translucent would, but the translucent just has like, I don't know, like a whiteness to it, even though it's translucent, where like the pink, there's something about the pink. It's good stuff. Last but not least, for my beauty favorites, I started using the Duo Underlash Bond and Seal. Right now, I'm using the You Cool Me Beauty and Reach eyelash clusters. I got these off TikTok Shop a while ago, but I ran out of the Bond and Seal for it. Actually, the Bond and Seal like literally went to shit. Like it was like hard when I tried to use it the other day. So I went and bought the singular Duo Bond and Seal. And Duo is the brand that I used when I would put like lash strips on. I've never used this and I've been wearing the eyelashes that I have on for almost a week now and they still look good and like your girl, if you know me, I pick my eyelashes and touch them a lot and whatever. And I do it less because I have these on for sure, but I have touched my eyelashes and they're still hanging on tight. They're still strapped on there. So love this stuff. I think it's really good. And it's another affordable one. Moving into lifestyle and mindset, the thing that I hated this month is how much time I spent in my house. I did it because I just didn't have a lot of money to spend, and I it was cold and it was snowing, and so I just like didn't really want to go out and do things. And also my friends weren't really going out and doing a lot, probably for around the same reasons. But I didn't do a lot of solo dates. I didn't make plans to like do things like when I was, going to different classes and all of the stuff that I was doing previously. So I want to make sure that I'm maybe being a little bit more attentive to that come February, or just making sure that I'm like leaving my house and even finding free things to do to get out in the world more. On the same note as the money thing, I do have to say that I absolutely hate capitalism. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm just going to put that in there in my hate category. Hate capitalism, and I hate that it brainwashes us because we don't know anything different. Like my generation specifically, that like I graduated college in 2020 and I entered the world, and the economy is what the world looked like. And I just think that this is the way that it is, even though I know it's not. Like I know it's expensive and I know it's not fair, but like I just live like this because this is all I know. I don't know what life used to be when you were able to pay cheap rent or buy a home or not be worried about paying for groceries. And I hate the gap between people that are in my same vicinity that can own a home and own a nice car and go on vacation, and me who like wants to make sure she's buying groceries but like just doesn't want to spend the money on it. Could, but just doesn't want to spend the money on it. Like the fact that I have to think about it, that it makes me really mad. I hate that. Another thing that I am putting in my mindset and lifestyle list of absolute hates is, I have to say, I hate what's happening in Minneapolis right now. I hate ICE. I hate like what they're doing. I've been watching a lot of PBS NewsHour because as a person that went to school for journalism, I just can't comprehend how biased the news is. And so, I've been watching PBS to try to like get a unbiased opinion of what's going on. And no matter what angle you look at it, it's just absolutely fucking disturbing and disgusting. And what they're doing to all people, but also like the kids specifically, like looking at these little kids be detained, and then they put them into these low quality of life detention centers, and that they're hoping they self deport if they give them no like trash water and bad food and no access to like school or good sleeping places. Like it's gross and it's disturbing and it has to stop. And I just can't believe that I am living in an America that this is happening, that I'm witnessing this in my lifetime. It's disturbing and something needs to change. Another thing I really hate in this category is how much time I spend thinking about the meaning of things and what I'm supposed to be doing and if I'm doing the right thing, and not just living my life, especially when stuff like what I just talked about is going on, and like there's just so much hate and horrible stuff in the world. Life is too short to like be stressed about if you're doing what the social media advice said that you should do, or what society says you should do, or what your parents expected of you, or any of the things that you think like would look good on paper compared to you just living however you want to live. And the last thing I put on this really dark and intense lifestyle and mindset list is power wash dish soap. I hate it, okay? I feel like this is a really hard turn, but it's true. It's a cleaning product and that's part of my lifestyle and I don't like it. So I normally use the stuff that you could put the soap inside of the sponge and like basically push the button while you're using it, while you're washing. And I like that so much more than this because having to like stop and spray every 4 seconds just doesn't work for me. However, I will say in the last 2 weeks, I have used this to get out dirt from my Blackhawks jersey and coffee from my sweatpants, and it worked really well. So maybe I don't love it for dishes, but I do love it for cleaning clothes. Okay, moving on to my lifestyle and mindset favorites. So, first and foremost, I am almost done, a few pages left of When the Moon Hatched. This is the book that I've been reading all of January. I really like it. I would rate it maybe a 6.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite fantasy book that I've ever read. I feel like some parts are a little eye roll and that it took a really long time to get nowhere in a sense. I know there's another book coming out, so I'm looking forward to that. I think it's probably just a lot of world building and character development, like most fantasy books. But I did really like it, so I did put it on my favorites list because it was, like a nice, fun way um, to spend my time this month, especially when I wasn't really leaving the house. Another lifestyle thing that I absolutely loved this month was the Starbucks drink Cake Batter Bliss. It is so good. It's an iced latte with oat milk, 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, 2 pumps of hazelnut, and 2 pumps of the vanilla bean powder. Have you ever used vanilla bean powder in their coffee before? Because I hadn't. And oh my God, game changer. It is actually so good. So definitely one of my new favorites. I've been drinking it all the time. Another favorite is that I've been focusing on secure attachment compared to getting everything right or being perfect. And that's made a really big shift in my life, like in my mindset, because I just feel like I am allowed to still be imperfect and get things wrong. But as long as I can be secure in myself and know who I am and know why I'm operating the way I am, then I can feel okay. Another mindset that I adopted this month that I really, really love, I got from my mom, and my mom got it from monks, that you wake up and you say, "Today I will protect my peace." You write it in your journal and then you say it out loud. "Today I will protect my peace." And it's the saying it out loud part that makes such a big difference, because then you remember it throughout your day. And anytime you start to get elevated or activated by anything, you can say to yourself, "Today I will protect my peace." And you can take action with that mantra in your head. And it applies to literally absolutely everything, anything that could come at you. You can say, "Today I will protect my peace," and you will know what action to take that will be in your best interest of protecting your peace. Love it. My last two lifestyle favorites are TV shows. I've been obsessed with Stranger Things this month. I have an hour left of the final episode of Stranger Things. I haven't gotten there yet. I am really excited to finish it, but I've been loving watching it. And then the second show that I've been loving is technically two shows, but it's Real Housewives. I've been watching the shit out of Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is like always been my absolute favorite branch of Real Housewives, but Salt Lake City is a really close second. I love it, and they are wild this season. So I've been watching the shit out of both of those. Okay, let's talk about dating. Dating hates and faves. I literally never talk about dating, so I'm excited to talk about this one. You want to know what I fucking hate about dating right now? Is that because I live in a studio apartment, and because I have a couch bed, and because I refuse to date any more men that are under 6 feet, they don't fit in my bed when they sleep over. And so I have to whip out my air mattress, my queen size air mattress, and put that at the bottom or the end of like my pull out couch bed. And then there's no space to walk around in my apartment. And I'm like, yeah, like comfort or making this look like feasible. Sorry, I could go to their house 100%, but I like my space, like I feel safe in my space. I don't want to like not know where the bathroom is or like feel uncomfortable to like get a snack. I want my space and my area. And that's the sacrifice that I have to take, but I hate it. And the other thing that I hate, that I wrote just as casually as I wrote Dawn Power Wash dish soap, is how damaged I am. Let me tell you, it sucks, okay? Your girl is navigating it really well. I'm very proud of myself, but therapy is huge here because I was crashing out a lot. I was anxious a lot. I was worried and doubting myself and questioning myself a lot because I just don't know and don't trust myself to detect when somebody sucks at this point. So I have been, really worried. And the other big thing here is I've been breaking a lot of patterns. Like I am not following the same dating pattern that I have always followed. And so I'm interacting with different men than I have in the past. And so I feel uncomfortable. It's awkward, and not awkward, but it's uncomfortable for me. Like it just is uncomfortable to know what's right and what's wrong when you're doing something different than you've ever done. But that leads me into my dating favorites, and it is that pattern shift. My favorite thing that I've been able to do lately is pushing past what's uncomfortable to do what's healthy. And it really has been a huge shift in my experience and just what I know I'm capable of and what I've learned. I'm just so proud of me. Like I've learned so much from all of my experiences, and I am fully capable of doing what's uncomfortable for the sake of what's healthy for me. No more love bombing, no more words and not actions, no more codependency, but it's uncomfortable because it's different than anything I've ever experienced. So I almost don't know how to tell if somebody likes me if they're not obsessed with me and want to be glued to my side. So I like it. I like it a lot because I feel like I am making real change in my life. I'm making real pattern shifts, even though it's uncomfortable. And I'm proud of myself for doing what's uncomfortable for the sake of my well being. And my last favorite in my dating category is that I'm getting really good at learning how to listen to actions and not words because without words, I feel like something is wrong, but I am able now to take a step back and take inventory of their actions and make decisions based on what they do, not what they say. And it makes a really big difference in who I'm spending my time with because I would so much rather just be alone than be with someone who's half ass and just words and not actions. My last category is career. And the thing that I hate the most right now about my career life is just the constant fear that I don't have clear direction. But honestly, more what it is that I'm just afraid to admit my clear direction because it's not a traditional corporate America path. And so I feel scared to say, like, my career direction is podcasting and self improvement and trying to figure out how to monetize that. It feels sticky and I feel resistant and I feel just truthfully like the only word I can use to describe it is fear. So I hate that. Like I hate that I feel scared even though it's something that I've been working on for so long and I know I want to do. So I'm hoping just kind of calling myself out for that and taking accountability for the reason I haven't made more progress being from a place of fear. And when I say progress, I mean more like real life monetization progress is literally just because I haven't done anything because I'm so scared. So calling myself out for that, taking accountability for it, and then hopefully moving in a different direction in February. My career favorites, though, first and foremost, have been my interviews lately. I feel like I am so good at talking to people recently. Like, I think that I'm not afraid to share my thoughts and opinions and actually converse with them, that I deserve to have a voice in those conversations. A lot of the time, I just wanted it to be all about them and felt like I shouldn't speak on anything. And who am I to have any knowledge about anything that they're talking about whatsoever? And I wouldn't give my 2 cents at all. And it would be less of a conversation and more just asking them a bunch of questions, which wasn't bad, but it's not what I wanted either. I wanted more of a conversational space. And I want to be able to incorporate not just self improvement, but that Wellish style of self improvement. And we can't do that without me communicating with them. So I think that's been going a lot better for me recently. And I used to feel so riddled with anxiety and have so much resistance when it came to the interviews. And now I literally don't care anymore. And I think a lot of that I contribute to my setup that I have going on right now. Like I've got my microphone set up all the time. I've got my camera set up all the time. This is where I work. I sit here all day. So it flows very naturally. Everything is like in one spot and ready to go. And it feels really like good and seamless. So there's no like frantic getting ready or making sure everything works and all of the things anymore. So I that's one of my absolute favorites. I think it's been going really well. Another career favorite that I've been using is that I have an ideal day to-do list that I would never get all of those things done. And not only would I not get them all done, but like they might not all be relevant to every single day, but it's just like my giant list of all of the things that I would like to have in there. And then making a to-do list every single day based off of that to-do list, like going down that same list every single day and picking the things that I'm going to get done today or that I'm prioritizing that day. It's worked really well. And last but not least, I have been tracking all of my analytics, and that makes a really big difference for me because I feel like I can actually see progress and compare myself to myself compared to comparing myself to everybody else. And even if you're not somebody that creates content, I think being able to track whatever you're doing, like I'm so bad at that because it just feels so rigid and intense. But if you can, in any capacity, track the thing that you are worried about improving upon in any way so that you can see what's happening, and then you start comparing you to you compared to comparing you to others. I think it makes a really big difference. It helped a lot, and I really like it. That was all my hates and favorites for the month of January. I'm excited to take my favorites into February and learn from the things that I hated and try to choose better things, have better mindsets, approach things differently in the new month. I have exciting things coming up on Wellish. Make sure to tune in on Mondays for all of our advice episodes, Wednesdays for all of our guest episodes, and of course, you can come back here on Fridays for the confessions behind the chaotic mindset that creates the podcast that you know and love. I love you all endlessly. It's a miracle we made it to Friday. Thank God we are here, and we are going to have the best weekend ever. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.